Okay, good morning, Countryside. Today's Friday, September the 16th. I'm standing at the Phase 1 site, which is the tennis complex. What we have going on today is truss work for our three structures. The first building is the ladies and men's restroom. The middle building, the building they're working on right now, getting one of the trusses up, is the viewing pavilion. And then the very last building in the back is the storage pavilion. So our storage building. So what's going over here right now, the good news is all of the stormwater management system is complete and tied in. Water lines are in, sewer lines are in. The final grading for the site has been completed this week. So next week, compaction has to be completed yet. And once your compaction tests are complete, we'll begin working on curbing, sidewalks, asphalt parking, and eventually tennis courts. So progress moves quickly in Phase 1. Let's head over to Phase 2 Wellness Building and we'll show you around and see what's happening over there today. Now I'm at Phase 2, which is of course the Wellness Center. Things are pretty quiet today because the drywall crew has just finished up inside with the drywalling. You can see on the exterior paint's been at least one coat of paint's down. Finished work on the entry pavilion has been completed as well. There'll be a dark stain yet to go. Yet to come on this, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and walk around and show you the inside. Come on in. Again, the building's very quiet now because the drywall's been complete. You can see some of the finish now on the drywall in the video. Today we'll walk through the 3 or 4 main rooms and again show you a quick tour around. Yeah, there will be some doors, some exterior doors that'll open to the exterior into the fitness room. There'll be some built-in cabinetry to the right, telephone. There'll be, of course, as we move along here, there'll be televisions in all 4 corners. Of course, all of the fitness equipment will be in here. But what's next to come, the next thing that's going to happen in this room will be prime and paint next week. That'll take up the entire week next week with priming and painting. And after that's complete, then we'll begin moving on towards cabinetry, tile floors, no carpet yet, but tile floors, cabinetry, and begin, probably the week after that, begin working on utility tie-ins. Well, of course, next week as well, the drop ceiling, the ceiling grids, things like that. So still a lot of work to do, but things will begin to really pick up once the building's painted. We can work on simultaneous, contractors can be in the building doing multiple projects at the same time. Here's the yoga room. Again, it's a wonderful room. I'm so excited about the space of this room. Visually, it just looks a little bigger than I initially expected. And so it's really a great space for our yoga, Pilates, and other needs. This is one of the entryways into our meeting room. So we come on in here again, you can see some of the detail work on the finished work on where the ceiling is going to go. The drop down will of course be a little higher. Again, a nice space for a meeting room. And then further back, of course, will be where the drop down ceiling or drop down wall will drop out of the ceiling, and we can divide the room up into 2 rooms and have a smaller conference room towards the latter end. So things are moving along really, really well in the Wellness Center. Let's go ahead and check out Phase 3 and see what's happening with the outdoor dining space and with the portico. Okay, this is super exciting. I'm at Phase 3 and we finally have activity and work taking place back here. I'll point out they have cut into the side of the front entry of this portico here to do some testing and reviewing of what's actually in place. So it looks like it's been damaged by a hurricane, but it was actually done by our subcontractors. So at any rate, let's have a quick look around here. The concrete block that you see stacked over here is actually for the Phase 3 indoor-outdoor dining space. They just store it here and then move it back as they need it, move it further back. The footers have been poured for the portico entryway here. And again, the site crew right now is working on, and the structural guys are working on the indoor-outdoor dining space right now. Whenever they have that site prepped and ready to go, they'll be shifting their work and focus over to this area as well. So both of these jobs will be going simultaneous here starting next week. So let's go check out the indoor-outdoor dining space and show you what's happening over there before we wrap things up for the day. Okay, lastly now I'm standing at the other Phase 3 site, which is the indoor-outdoor dining space. We have certainly some activity here this week as well. What you see right now are the structural guys or the masonry guys putting in the block work for the subsurface. Eventually we've got to get this whole site up to grade. So the further back away you get from the building, the higher or the more grade work that has to be done. So once this block work is in, what will happen next then is next week they'll go ahead and concrete fill the block and then work on the actual grade up here and adding any additional materials to get this up to grade. Once it's up to grade, then we'll be do another pouring, another cement pouring for before we can actually work on raising the building up. One other thing I'll note is about 6 feet of interior clubhouse space surrounding this area will also be boarded off, and that's done for a couple of reasons. Of course, we've got to cut into this building ultimately to put this other building in its place. Additionally, of course, for safety and protecting our members from that activity. And also there has to be some footer work on along this interior portion of the clubhouse here. So they'll be pouring larger footers to support some braces and beam work that we'll have to go in to support the new building. So we're very excited to finally get this last portion of the project started. Very excited to see the activity going on here. We're really eager to get this going. Unfortunately, there's been some delays that have pushed this back a little bit, but better late than never. So as members return, please be aware we have a lot of activity going on. I know we have some new members that have just recently returned already. So for your safety, please understand that there'll be certain areas that we just can't have membership access to. So bear with our dust a little bit. It'll be just a very temporary inconvenience for what's going to be a wonderful, beautiful, long-term facility for all members to utilize. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll chat. Actually 2 weeks. We'll be out next week. I'll be out of town for a few days, so it'll be 2 weeks before we'll have another video posted. Be well, and we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.